If you work as a manufacturing facilities engineer, installing a new piece of equipment can be as complex as the machinery itself. From prep work to alignment and testing, it's your team's job to put it all together. That's why it's good to have Grainger on your side. With industrial-grade products and next-day delivery, Grainger helps ensure you have everything you need close at hand through every step of the installation. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Hey, girl. Hey.
Oh boy, that was.
I did find out that I can stay in tune doing one thing.
Oh no!
Come on,
work out their breasticles.
You ready? You ready? Yes. Well, you can tell by the way I use my walk. I'm a woman's man. No time to talk.
You did stay in a key that whole time.
That's exactly right. Staying alive. What? Staying alive. I did say it was good.
Well, you were in key till the very last staying alive.
Well, I did back away and because I didn't want to blow out the mic, right?
I give you a B for effort.
B for effort. That's fine. I will take an A and B because I tried. Abbott.
Yeah.
Do you remember Abbott? A's and B's because I tried.
Yeah.
Girl.
Oh, why did you have to bring? Oh man. And we are as much as our school system tried, we all just turned out to be cynical and depressed.
Girl, my work now does superlatives.
No.
And I look around, I'm like, y'all, this is what we did for white people to make white people feel special in high school, right? Except for that, there were the two best athletes that were black, but the rest of them were white.
Yeah. Did you get a superlative at
I did. I got most likely to do something. I don't remember. Was it? Maybe it was most intelligent. Maybe I got most intelligent.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't most likely succeed.
No, that was, that person's successful now.
Yeah, they are.
They're the doctor, right? That's the doctor?
Well, it was the doctor and the drone maker.
Got it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because it was a boy and girl.
Yeah,
that's right.
Of course, we're gendered.
I forgot.
We're gendered. Girl, speaking of gendered.
I was most outgoing.
Speaking of gendered. I saw I'm going to need you to look up something for me real quick on your phone while you're sitting there.
Okay.
They have the worst tattoo I think I've ever seen.
Okay.
I'm going to need you to Google Sam Smith romance tattoo.
Smith romance tattoo. Okay.
Yes. I'm going to need you to Google this. And dear listeners, you may Google this as well.
Wait a minute.
They have the word romance tattooed on their belly, melting toward their belly button. It is the worst tattoo I've seen in a long time.
That's terrible. That is... I don't understand.
I know. I thought it was fake, but it's not.
It looks like they just really like doing very bad tattoos, apparently, because there's also one on the anchor on the neck.
Yeah.
It's they look so cheap.
I mean, and there is maybe they're trash person. I don't mean that trash. Maybe they're dead common.
Maybe they're a trash person.
That's not what I meant.
Did you just say? Oh my God.
I do apologize, dear listeners. I like Sam Smith. I really do. My husband does not like his voice, but I do like their voice. Excuse me. I do like their voice a lot.
Oh, maybe they're a trash person.
Yeah, well,
Oh, wow. So apparently This is just one sidebar because my phone was open. But Titus from Kimmy Schmidt is down in Miami Beach at Palace, hanging out.
Oh, you gonna go? You need to get offline?
No, I just know because a friend of mine was there and has a picture with him.
Girl, you need to get offline and run down there real quick.
He ain't gonna be there by the time I get there.
How do you know?
Because it's a Sunday afternoon in South Florida, meaning by the time I actually get in the car, get down to Miami Beach, it will be 8 p.m.
You mean they ain't finished that railroad yet that goes between Fort Lauderdale and Miami?
No, the railroad is there, but I ain't getting on that thing.
Why not? Why not, girl?
Because then I have to get an Uber. That's the part of all of that's the part of the train travel that I don't understand. I mean, it's fine. I'm not against rail travel. I think rail travel, especially high-speed rail travel, is amazing.
Yes.
But
not in America.
Down here, especially when they talk about the Bright Line, like the one thing they always fail to say after the Bright Line is, then you have to get an Uber to whatever destination you're going to.
Where is the Bright Line station? Is it in South Beach?
No. There's no Bright Line station in South Beach, so that means that you have to go over to Overtown, where the Bright Line stops to get your cab or get your Uber, and no, ma'am.
I mean, when it finally makes it to Orlando, that is supposed to be at Disney. Like that, there's supposed to be one downtown Orlando and one in Disney in Kissimmee.
Like, I'm very excited about that.
That is smart, right? But
like, it's gonna be really nice. That's gonna it's like it's like the old prospector days. It's gonna open up some roots. There's gonna be drag queens that can come down here from Orlando because they don't have cars up there.
And girl, when it finally gets all the way over to Tampa, you gonna get some. Speaking of trash, you gonna get some queens.
So our most famous strip club owner here in Fort Lauderdale, they own this bar called Johnson's, and they just recently expanded the empire. Now there's a Johnson's in Tampa as well, and it's so funny because I mean he's a nice guy. He's a former dancer himself, and he's been obviously talking about the place and talking about the new hires and showing the boys off and everything. Girl, will you tell me how these queens down here got so butthurt, so butthurt over the boys that were at that one, that they started complaining online because they basically was like, oh, okay, so I guess you forgot about us now. I guess it's all about Tampa now, blah, 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 blah. So he literally had to publish statistics about how many boys are working at the Fort Lauderdale. It's literally twice as many boys as at the Tampa location. That's how ridiculous these people are here.
So speaking of strippers, I and then we'll get into this podcast. Well, I have a coworker who is a former
dancer,
straight.
They usually are.
Used to dance in Greenville, South Carolina. Chasers in Charlotte tried to steal him. A scandalo, I know. And I was just like, hey, we were talking. It's like, well, where'd you used to dance? And everybody was making fun of me, like, you probably want to see it there. I'm like, I was looking around. I was like, no, bitch, I don't like strippers. I just want to know in case I saw him dance with a drag queen. Now, would you please shut up?
I'm just trying to know who you know so I can get their tea.
That's exactly. Speaking of tea, girl. Did you know that we have a Patreon?
No. What?
Listeners, if you go to patreon.com, Mims and Maim, you can throw us some money. Hey, Maim.
Lord. Yes.
Did you know that we have another podcast?
What?
Dear listeners, we have another podcast. It's called You Slay Me. It's a Murder, She Wrote podcast. Hey, Maim, did you know we have merchandise?
I heard tell of it.
Well, good. That's about what everybody else did. Dear listeners, if you go to MimsandMaim.com, you can buy some shit. Hey, Maim.
Yes?
Do you know what I like?
Good reviews.
Good reviews. Dear listeners, she got one right.
Yes.
If you go to Mims, what am I saying?
Wow.
I'm trying to look up, see if we have any reviews right now.
That's what you get for complimenting me.
That's
you threw you
right.
off your game.
Dear listeners, we love 5-star reviews. If you go to where you get your podcast, leave us a review. That makes us very happy.
Mm-hmm.
Not sexually happy.
No.
No. Maybe.
No.
Well.
No.
Okay.
No.
Well, if it's a 1-star review and they just start cussing us out, does that make you sexually happy?
Ooh, yeah.
Okay,
Ooh,
I figured.
degrade me. Ooh, yeah.
I can't even with that kind of stuff.
Something happened on Thursday.
Oh, no.
That you will not believe me. There was a person at the bar who I found attractive who was not over the age of 30.
They were over the age of 50?
No, they were under the age of 30. So shut up. I hate you. Considering that you always tell me that I only like older people.
How do you know what their age was?
Because they were there celebrating a birthday.
And how old were they?
26.
Okay. Was their hair gray?
No, his hair wasn't gray.
Okay. Did they have a beard?
No, actually. Clean shaven.
Were they white?
Yes.
This is season 4, episode 6.
And they may have had a British
Rowdy
accent.
Girls. Don't make me repeat it. This is season 4, episode 6. The Rowdy Girls. Now,
I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. I'm Julia Sugarbakers. And that's Marjorie. Just so you will know, and your children will someday know, is the night the lights went out in Georgia. The lights went out, the lights went out, the lights went out, the lights went out. And that is the night the lights went out in Georgia.
I'm sorry, I didn't know.
Well, now you do.
what may or they may not have.
That's it, and they may have had a deep British accent. So.
Oh, that doesn't count. They probably had bad teeth. I'm kidding. They didn't have bad teeth.
You're so awful. Great, we just lost the 3 UK listeners.
6. We've got 6 of them. Dear listeners, I apologize. That was xenophobic of me.
Yeah, statistically, they actually do have better teeth than Americans.
Now.
Well, I mean, I read that statistic like 15 years ago. So.
Yeah. They because yes, but like, it probably depends. It probably depends on what you mean by better teeth. We have straighter teeth. They probably have fewer cavities, right?
That was it. Yes,
and that's true in like China. They straight teeth are, or some Asian countries. I don't want to say China exactly, but straight teeth are a sign of wealth, and as a way to remain humble, they do not get their teeth straightened, but they do get all the cavities and stuff done.
Oh, Lord. Well, I must be very wealthy. I just don't know it yet because, this bottom row of teeth is not straight.
Girl, there ain't anything straight about you. So we're at Sugar Bakers.
Not even my stitches.
But that is what stitches get. Girl, we are never going to get through these podcasts. And Mary Jo is filling out a medical questionnaire.
The mother of all medical questions.
She's going to the OBGYN and they ask, is there insanity in your family? And Julia's like, she always just responds, you bet.
Well, they have to do something about that hysteria, if there is.
I know, right? And then Mary Jo's reading down and like they're asking when you started your menses. She's like, I'm in my 30s. I don't know. It was a sunset on a long Delta day. And like,
when she said Delta day, I screamed.
Yeah, I did too. And Anthony's just standing there, and Mary Jo's like, I'm sorry, Anthony, we just think about you like one of the girls.
I really thought to myself, both Mims and I have lived the life of Anthony for so long, so very long. I remember working at the hospital, and somebody was talking about their affair they were having, and I'm just sitting there like all of 19, like, okay. All
the affair they were having?
Yeah, they were just talking about it amongst the nurses, and I'm like, as if I'm not there. Like, okay.
Let me guess, with that little pink tea lady biscuit and that huge Diet Coke.
Oh, those pink tea liver mush sandwiches. Ooh.
Uh-huh.
Oh, no. Sorry, I just had one of those moments just came over me like, Lord Jesus, I don't know if I ever have one of those again.
There is I went over to, look, after talking about liver mush, I went over to a friend's house. Because we only have liver pudding in Raleigh. I had a craving. So she's like, I'll make the biscuits if you bring the liver mush. So that's exactly what happened. And I learned that I cannot fry liver mush. I never tried it before.
What?
And I do not have the skill to flip it. It turns into a mush if I do it.
Oh, that's sad. Well, I guess, yeah, I can see how that could happen.
I mean,
you have to cook it at a certain you have to cook it at a certain heat. Otherwise, it'll either dry out or it'll burn.
Well, and she didn't have one of the, like, I'm used to, like, when the fish skillet things, the
of course,
the nice, this had the thick edge to it. And don't give me that look.
It had the thick edge.
It was a thick edge spatula. Yes,
that's why you couldn't flip it. There you go.
Yeah. See, there you go.
You got to slide that thing under.
Got slide. And that's a fact. Got something brand new. Well, Charlene is wondering just what we're going to do about this talent show form.
There's a talent show?
Yeah, the Decorate Art School talent show.
Yeah.
Somebody called, and they always beat them. And last time they lost, even though they fulfilled the World War II theme, they lost because Suzanne used her fire baton, to which Julia says she twirls because she can't sing.
Yes.
But last year they raised 55,000 ruble dollars.
Oh my gosh!
For the Children's Hospital.
That's 1/4 of the RuPaul's Drag Race prize money now.
Start your engines.
Yes, Andy.
Well, actually, isn't it double what it started? Because didn't it start at 25,000?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it started at 100, I think.
Did it? Like the very first season?
Oh, I don't know now that you've said that. I'm questioning it. I'm questioning everything now. Questioning.
I mean, you had to sit through one episode of Pork Chop. Of course you are.
Pork Chop. I still have to show my husband the old seasons. He's not seen them.
You don't have to. There's like one good one.
But the thing is like there's so many things that happen. I mean, the show has been on so long now that it self-references itself so much that sometimes it's a little bit tiring to turn him and be like, so this joke that they just made is in reference to this thing that you know what I mean? Like
the episode you need to watch. Episode 1 of the first season.
Yes.
You don't need to watch any of the rest of the first season.
No. Although yeah, because we were gonna rewatch the first season back when BB got put back on All Stars.
Why BB shouldn't have won?
Because he literally was like, "Who is this person?
And why does she matter?" Answer:
I was like, "Well, she's not Nina Flowers, but you know
exactly." The other episode from season 1 you can show is the one where What's Her Doodle admits that she has HIV.
Yes. Oh yes.
I cried.
Angina.
Yeah. Let's see here. Who won season 2? Is that Tyra's season?
Yes,
that's a skippable season. Except the episode where What's Her Doodle. Is that the one where What's Her Doodle picks up the other girl?
Yes.
Okay, that episode.
That's the episode where What's Her Doodle picks up the girl. That's the episode where if I didn't have a sugar daddy, if I want a sugar daddy, I can have a sugar daddy. That was also season 2.
Okay.
That was also the season 2 where Tatiana says choices.
Season 3 is Manila The first like good season.
Yeah, season 3 is where the show actually started.
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, 15 years. It's been like
No,
what was
girl, it's
longer
not 15 years. It's 15 seasons. There you go.
But it's been like, but I think it's been close to 15 years because they have not done a lot of overlapping season years. Did you listen to RuPaul's new album yet?
So
That face you just made.
Anthony tells a story about a talent show they had that all the prisoners had to dress up as Dolly
Oh, okay.
Parton. And one of them put so much mattress stuffing in, he had to be wheeled into like the rec area before they went to have the talent show. And like apparently this caused like a fight, a riot, and they called it the Great Brazier War. And they actually called it something else, but he doesn't need to mention that.
It's like I think, and that prisoner is the father of Jimbo.
Probably, yeah.
I want to say
Suzanne's
those.
here.
Hey, Suzanne.
And she has an idea, but we aren't going to listen to it because she's like, I've got an idea, and nobody listens to it. But Anthony suggests Motown.
Oh yeah, people love Motown.
People
Black
love Motown.
You know.
It's easy to lip sync to. You know, Pat Boone was doing it for years.
Whole career.
Charlene's like, we could be the Supremes, and my cousin Mavis, who conveniently lives here now, can teach us how to dance.
Oh, that's nice.
Isn't it?
It's very convenient. A lot of convenience.
And Suzanne has a little bit of problem with it because she just doesn't think it's believable for 4 white women and one of them pregnant to be the Supremes. But if they're going to do Motown, she'd rather be Glass Knight and the Pimps.
It's Suzanne. That's not what they're called, dear.
How do I know? I don't listen to the radio.
Exactly.
Oh God! So we're at Mavis's now,
Mm-hmm.
and she's teaching dance.
Oh my goodness! And it is super 80s.
It is super 80s, and like, I love that Suzanne is in her high heels doing it.
Julia is too.
Is
Julia
she?
had on heels
Okay.
too. Yes.
Like true drag queens.
Yes. I was like, yes, ma'am. Y'all better do it, even if it's kitten heel.
Mm-hmm. I wonder if Dixie Carter did her yoga in those heels.
She only did it in private for Mark Twain, honey. Only in private for Mark Twain. That's how they got romance.
It's been 84 years. Oh my God. Well, Mavis turns around and we notice that her wrist is hurt.
Oh my God, Mavis, what happened to your wrist, honey?
She hurt it. We find out that she's married Dan Madley from high school.
Oh.
It was everybody's high school sweetheart, but he ended up with Mavis.
Oh wow. How lucky she is.
I know. The kids come in. Luckily, they have a very small part.
Yeah.
And they come in. They hug Charlene, and Charlene looks at the oldest and said, well, you're getting so big. And the oldest looks at her and said, you're getting so big too.
Because she's pregnant.
Oh, I thought she was just fat. Anyway.
Mavis is also pregnant.
Yes, Mavis. You can't really tell.
I could tell.
Could you?
At the beginning when she was dancing, I was like, oh, she pregnant?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, they tell the story of the Rowdy girls. How her and Charlene were those kind of girls who they do not call them tomboys. I like that. That, would go and get dirty and like run around and everything. And the teacher asked, well, why are y'all so rowdy? And she said, I don't know. I guess we're just rowdy girls as opposed to those no thank you girls. No thank you. I don't want to go and get my dress dirty.
I was a no thank you girl.
I was. It depended. Like I like to run through the woods and that kind of stuff.
Oh, I didn't.
Oh, I did. I did. As long I didn't like briars. Like no, I'd always get stuck in a briar patch and never. I was the only like white.
Well, come on, Brer Rabbit. Come on.
I was like the only white boy without a pocket knife. So
I didn't carry no pocket knife.
I said white boy.
Oh.
That's cultural appropriation, just in case you're we'll get to that in a minute, though.
Jeez. It's actually funny you said that about the pocket knife because we were at our nerd friends' Christmas, like we do a post-Christmas party, and we needed help opening something, and two of the guys got out pocket knives. So when you just said it just now, I was like, oh boy.
Yeah.
That's a thing. It's a thing.
I carry one in my car now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I ain't trying to have nothing that nobody's gonna misconstrue as a weapon on my car parts.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare.
Officer, I don't know what that is. I don't know. Officer, that's a toothpick. That's not a weapon. That's a toothpick. I don't care if it's pointy. Don't be calling for backup.
Well, we find out that Mavis's mom and dad died. So the everybody leaves, like Charlene, and they all go outside, and Suzanne is coveting Dan.
Yeah, because Dan came over. We forgot to cover that Dan came in.
Oh yeah, Dan came in, and he's very nice.
Very nice, big old, nice Beauregard Southern boy.
Yeah. So everybody's leaving. Oh no, Charlene forgot her gym bag.
Oh no.
She goes back in. Oh no, Dan's screaming at Mavis about how he comes first and how dare she. And then he smacks her. And Charlene cries and leaves.
It was a very Lifetime movie moment.
Yeah. Yeah. Charlene did the right thing because she should get the hell out of Dodge, right?
Mm-hmm. Because he would have done it to her too.
Mm-hmm. That's exactly right. We're at Sugar Baker's now, and Charlene is upset.
I would be upset too, girl.
And they're talking about why women do this, and Julia starts talking about it a little bit, and Mary Jo just says, "I tape Oprah too," and talks about the statistics of all of abuse.
I tape
Oprah too. Yeah, I caught that. Didn't you?
Yes.
Which is interesting because Oprah was on ABC, not CBS in Charlotte.
Yes, but at that point, Oprah was she was big at that point.
She was big. She was big.
Cultural landmark.
Or was she small?
Oh, at that point she was.
I think that's about the time of the Fat in the Wagon.
I think so. That was like 89, right?
Yeah.
89 or 90. Yeah, we're getting close to that.
Yeah. Dear listeners, if you ever want to see a cultural moment, Oprah Winfrey walking around that studio with all the fat she lost in a little red wagon. And
then she gained it back.
Well, it's probably healthier for her to have it.
No, it probably, I mean, doctors have said already, like, that yo-yo dieting is worse for you.
That's what she gets for listening to Dr. Phil for anything.
Girl, right? And Oz. We ain't forget about that, Oprah. You're the one that put that man in front of us.
Both
we
of
ain't
them.
forgot. We ain't forgot.
And both of them Republicans.
Lord.
So Mavis is here wearing some very tinted half sunglasses in that 1980s style. They're half tinted but clear on the bottom.
I know I hate it, but I love it.
I love it so much. What are you talking about? They're fantastic.
Those ombre sunglasses that those
so
women used to wear.
some. Yeah. Do you not want some?
No, I want some badly, but like, I've actually got a few. I got them at the beauty supply place.
Not at beauty supply, girl.
Girl, they got some good sunglasses there. They got good ones.
And what are they, 2 for $10?
Yes. That's exactly how much they cost.
I know. I know how this works. So Mavis says she has to cancel rehearsal because her kids have the flu.
Oh no! Does that mean
and Charlie
the flu
walks.
Was her black eye.
Charlene looks very upset, and she's like, "Is something wrong?" And Charlene's like, "Well, I heard about a friend who's in a lot of trouble." And Mavis is like, "Is there anything I can do to help?" And Charlene's like, "Yeah, bitch, take off those sunglasses."
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So she does.
She didn't quite put it that way, though.
No,
but
she didn't.
Yeah,
She did.
just-
She was very sweet and very.
she was very, very, very
Look,
cryy.
I cried a lot during this episode.
Oh yeah,
I did. It was very heart wrenching.
this is one of the few episodes that I can specifically remembering when it came out.
Yep.
Like, I can't remember a lot of them. This one, I specifically remember sitting there with my mother when this episode was out.
Mm-hmm. Well, he's apparently been like this since high school. But he always apologizes. He always buys gifts. But Mavis is not so misconstrued to say that she doesn't deserve, like, she doesn't think she deserves it. She doesn't. She just doesn't know how to stop it, right? Like she doesn't, and she's poor. Like she would be poor. She doesn't have anything but a 2-year degree, or she doesn't even have a 2-year degree.
No.
She quit college. She would have no money. She'd just be stepping out into the world with nothing. And
Dear listeners, I know we do all the stuff and joking, but this is the reality for many, many people in abusive relationships.
It's true.
And definitely something that if you're listening to this call, or if you're listening to us do this podcast right now, and you find that you're in a similar situation, because who knows what our listeners might be like that.
It's true.
There are resources to reach out to online privately. There are places you can call, like 211, that are anonymous.
If you are in a bar and you feel that you're in an abusive relationship, a lot of female bartenders, if you say you would like an angel shot, they will call for help.
Yep.
Right? Or they'll meet you in the bathroom separately and get you out of there. It is, my aunt was in an abusive relationship for a long time. I never really knew how bad it was until toward the end of her life. But yes, it was, she was in an abusive marriage for years and years and years and years. And it is hard to break away from.
Mm-hmm. It's very hard.
Yeah. So but there are sources out there for you. The first step is getting away and knowing you're going to be okay.
Mm-hmm.
Because monetarily, here's the thing. Monetarily,
Come on, monetarily, as soon as you file for divorce, it may take you a little bit of time to, get to the point you file for divorce. As soon as you file for that divorce, you own half. And if they are wealthy, you own half. That would be a good drag name now that I think about it.
And if they are not wealthy and they were abusing you and you're in debt because of them, you don't owe that. Like, it is that judges are very, hell, you may own more than half.
Miss Monetarily. Oh, I like
Miss
that.
Monetarily.
I like that name.
Are you going to change it? Change
No,
yours?
I don't like it for my name. I'm just saying I like that as a drag name. Like, what if she like stop. I'm starting to envision a future.
You know how Katya has her other personality. You could have Miss Monetarily as your, like, every once in a while, just like glam it up.
I do miss having like a suit, kind of like a little bit of a different persona, because now my persona is like very set in stone at this point. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I kind of do miss that a little bit.
She could be your glam girl.
My glam. She could be glam girl. Yes.
Or she could be your Real Housewife of Miami. Is more what I meant. Like,
well, my Real Housewife. See, the problem is my Real Housewife of Miami is like an abuela. So that's unfortunate.
Don't do that. That's cultural appropriation.
No, I'm not saying she is an actual abuela. I'm just saying the way I dress, she looks more like an abuela when I'm feeling housewife-ish.
Not that kind of housewife, like a real housewife, like a
No, I know what you mean.
not a flip flops and moo. That
I
is
never
not
wear.
what
I never wear flip-flops now. Come on now.
Oh, I
Never,
did.
never. No, I never. I don't wear flats.
Girl,
ever.
there was Anita Weinbar. She would get the gout. Girl, she came out, and this was before it was okay to wear Crocs on stage, which it's not. She would wear these ugliest Crocs on stage
To perform?
How is she going to do something with the gout?
I mean,
And
just
then she
don't
would sit down and
perform.
host.
Oh, I mean, well, actually, now that I say that, there was a queen here who used to wear like a kitten heel,
Mm-hmm.
and then she come back out in like bedroom slippers to host the show for the rest of the night. Needless to say, I wasn't a fan.
Now, I would wear those heels, but then, like, if they got too painful, I'd switch into flip-flops. Like, when it was time for that third act and hand out those prizes, like, because that grand prize thing would go on and on and on and on. Sometimes you just had to change.
I often think about you sometimes when I do mine, because I'm literally in like those heels for like 5 hours. And so
I mean, girl, I was in there for 5 hours because I was there at like
no,
10 to 2, so that's 4 hours. But
no,
yeah,
but I often think about you because I remember you used to be when I used to help lace those things up. You were just like, girl. Oh, you were already upset. You hadn't even gotten started yet. You were already like, I already hate these things.
yeah, I do. It's because they weren't.
I mean, you got flat feet, so those are not good for your
They
feet.
are not. No, they ain't.
Is it time for the talent show yet?
Not yet. So it's a little bit later.
Okay.
And Mavis is gone. Suzanne is here, and she has to fly to Memphis, but she'll meet them at the show, right?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Because a judge got sick at a beauty pageant, so she's got to go. She's going to judge real quick and come on back, okay?
Oh, nice.
So, and she even bought some dark body and face makeup.
Some what now?
So they could look like the Supremes.
She got a what now? What now?
She got some dark body and face makeup. Because she said if we are going to be the Supremes, we need to look like them. And Mary Jo says, "Well, that's racist. We are not going to do blackface." And she goes into, "Well, if there was an MLK movie and Dustin Hoffman is going to play MLK, I'm pretty sure he would put on blackface." To which Julia said, "No, a black person would play MLK." And she was like,
Well, that's just racist.
Well, that's racist because wouldn't you want the best actor to play MLK, and that would be Dustin Hoffman?
So let's have this discussion right now.
Oh, no. Do you want to now or at the end of this? At the end?
I think we should have it in the middle because there's funny stuff at the end, right? So I want us to literally take it.
Let me get to what Anthony says, and we'll start the conversation. Because Anthony, they ask Anthony about
Anthony
his.
does make a because Anthony makes a point.
They ask Anthony about his opinion. It's like, well, Suzanne does have a point. Eddie Murphy did whiteface, so Laurence Olivier darkened himself up for Othello, and you just shouldn't do it with while you're doing tap dance and eating watermelon. Now go on, girl.
So here's what's really funny is that so what Anthony's point was, and I know that like at this point now, people would look at this as like a scandalo of the highest regard. But in the 80s, especially when it came to things being of a comedic nature, but not of a degrading nature, people now would not understand. I mean, they wouldn't know. Young people now would not understand. They would have no context. But back then, it actually wasn't a big deal. Like, it wasn't a situation where people were angry, people were upset, anything like that. In fact, uh it's not even, I mean, there's like three or four of like some of the funniest comedic moments of the 70s and 80s involved in this kind of like race switch, right? So like you said, Eddie Murphy was famous for it when he did it. He did it
Mm-hmm.
multiple times. Um, Gene Wilder did it in Silver Streak with Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor literally put him in blackface so they could like it was like a disguise. Like
Mm-hmm.
and so it's one of those things where it's not I would never say as a person of color, I would never tell people now like, no, it's okay to do because now it's not okay to do. It's the context and the understanding of these things is different because the acknowledged power dynamics of everything are different. But don't look at this as like a thing of, that's why I was joking before. I was like, I hope they haven't deleted this episode because of current times because you have to understand the time back then. And to be super frank, like that just wasn't, if you weren't degrading people back then, it wasn't considered as much of a thing. It wasn't like a ha 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 ha, like we're making fun of people.
So, and the question that was posed when my husband and I were watching it, is this blackface? Technically, no, because it is
No,
not. It is not what, as Anthony put it, the white people in dark face
no,
with the white lips and eyes. Is it cultural appropriation? Yes,
yes,
and
exactly.
but and it's very strong cultural appropriation, right?
Hmm.
Um, is it? Is there something different between this and a white person wearing a costume? That's where you start getting like for Halloween.
Well, I think that this is why I think it's different, right? And it's still within the context of what we've been talking about, which is they are on the show, the act of what they're doing, similar to the very last time we had this happen, which
Mm-hmm.
was Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder, right? It's not a thing that is going unnoticed and unremarked on,
Right.
right? It's literally part of the ridiculous nature of the person that's doing it. And I think that that's where, when you think about people in their costumes and people that do it like that, they're not, it's not a joke about them, right? Like when they do it like within the context of this episode, right? It's Suzanne's being
But
ridiculous.
there is what's the word for it? Where everybody else is aghast at it as a way to get the joke to still go across.
Right.
But it's
Because it's about the reaction. It's like because the thing is they're not it's not elevating the person doing it. It's literally you're being ridiculous.
yeah.
And but back then ridiculous had a different connotation than ridiculous. Like
Right.
now it's ridiculous like literal shock and appallingness. Back then in the 80s, it was just like, oh my God, this is ridiculous that you went to this length.
There is a this goes into another story, just quick story, y'all, because we're talking about this and it's pertinent. Um, about the Mumner's Parade in Philadelphia. Have you heard about this?
Yes.
Well, there's been some racist things that happened at this, like that white people consistently did blackface, so much so that the Philadelphia mayor was going to withdraw money from it, all
Mhm.
support. The most recent egregious thing that happened was they decided to do one of the main like entertainers there decide to do a celebration of the past, and they did multiple blackface like things as they were going through, like different little vignettes as they were going through. Yeah. Yeah. That didn't go over very well, mind you.
Shocking.
There is another, like, going back the history of blackface. The first talkie
Hmm.
was blackface.
The very first
The
talkie.
very first talkie was blackface.
Yes.
Um, but the dude who made it loved African American and African Americans so much. He did it partially for them, and African Americans at the time loved it.
And that's what I mean.
It's very complicated.
Like, that's what I'm saying, though, is that is, there is a certain thing now. Back then, Al Jolson, bless the man, obviously did not have access to the same makeup technology we have now. So sure, if we look at the film now, it's like, oh boy.
Yeah.
But he and him in his own right thought he was doing it as not just a tribute, but he thought he was trying to help their cause by elevating them to this film narrative, because that's Black people had not been that, and they weren't getting those opportunities. So he was like, okay, cool.
I would just like to say two more things and I'm done. These are very short. Number one, we should all be appalled by Sir Laurence Olivier's in Othello because it was bad.
It's just bad.
Number two, y'all, this whole discussion, the one thing you should get out of it, though, nowadays, speaking as a white man, don't do it.
Don't do it.
Just period.
Don't do it.
Don't do it. I don't care.
Do it.
Do not wear a headpiece for pretending you're an Indian at Halloween. Do not wear blackface. Do not darken your. You can go, there's an easy way to do it. If you're going as Tan Mom, take it about 3 shades lighter than what you think.
And as a person of color, I'll say, right, without us having any sort of authority on this, we're talking about this and we're having this conversation here because I think both Mims and myself look at things in the past,
right,
not as a blanket disregard everything. It's literally meant to still exist. I'm so thankful that this episode did not get deleted when they ported it over, because you should have this discussion, because unfortunately, and if anybody listening to this is under the age of 25, times were just literally different back then.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that they were bad or good. It just means they were different, and you should just talk about them as opposed to just saying, I don't want to see that. So that's, that's just my POC
it did go as far as there was a blackface joke in 30 Rock. Tina Fey should have known better.
She should have known better at that point in time. At that point in time,
she should have known better. Brooklyn Heights should have known better. Am I wrong?
I'm not. It's just all of it's ridiculous at this point.
It is. White people are ridiculous.
White people are ridiculous.
So we're at Mavis's now.
Hey, Mavis.
Charlene is there. And she's like, come with me. I know that you have to leave. You're going to just get the kids, come with me. I know you're going to have to make a fresh start. Everyone gave you money. Even Anthony gave you $50. And I was crying. When I saw that $50 bill, I'm like, holy shit. Even Anthony gave money. Holy shit. Never even met the woman. Gave her money. And Charlene's like, I know you maybe can't leave now, but just think about it. You can meet me at the art center. I'm going to be there till 11. Okay. We're at the art center. Suzanne is running late. Anthony's about to lip sync a duet without her.
Without her. She ain't even there.
And Charlene forgot to call her to tell her to not wear makeup.
What?
Yeah. And so Anthony's been called up to stage. He's going to sing Love is Strange. Alone, I guess.
Oh, Lord.
So Julia prays for common sense, and here's Suzanne in blackface.
Now, I want to go on record
to
tell you and our listeners, and she will have no problem with me saying this, because it wasn't a big deal back then. My mother, upon Suzanne being revealed in blackface, literally said, "She looks good." It burned itself on my brain. She literally was like, "She looks good like that." I was like, I was too young to understand.
Julia says, "Don't you come near me." Like, don't you come near us in that blackface while we're performing. Suzanne's like, "I have to. I'm a Supreme." Which Julia says something I think is minorly racist. I don't care if you're a California raisin. Stay away from us. Like that. Yeah, exactly. So they're going to do Diana Ross and Supremes. We pan back and see Mary Jo, who's obviously going to be Diana, in like drag makeup. Like she is contoured to the gods.
She is beat.
She is beat.
Overlined lips, everything.
Hard. She is beat hard. They let her face there to die and get resurrected. Like she is beat harder than Mavis.
Like she does look like an 80s
just
drag
let
queen.
that joke go.
No, I heard it and I'm gonna let it go.
Okay.
She looks like an 80s drag queen. She really does.
She does.
You can tell that that's probably who did her makeup for this episode.
So Anthony's doing the number. Suzanne comes out. She is working it with him. Like
I loved it. I literally
did too.
loved it. The way she strummed the guitar at the end as they're walking away. I was like, that little move she did where she's like
had
jerking
so much
around.
Chemistry. Like
I loved it. Like no lie. What do the young people say now? No cap, right? I loved it. I was like, this is adorable.
So the Supremes come on, and like they're all doing the singing. Suzanne shows up behind them. Julia like pushes her away. She ends up beside Charlene.
She don't know the choreo.
No. Charlene looks around. Mavis is there. Jean Smart does some fantastic face acting.
She does.
Like
we always get these little glimpses in these episodes of her.
They break out into Ain't No Mountain High Enough.
And I will tell you right now, this moment burned itself on my brain for the last 30 years. I still sing this song and have them in my head every time it comes on in my brain.
Hey, Maim.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you find yourself a Miss Georgia World?
I'm going to go right on in and be like, collectively, the Supremes are going to get my Miss Georgia World because they look good in those dresses.
I agree. Except for Suzanne with the blackface. I agree. It's not just the
Supremes. I wasn't including Suzanne as Supremes.
Like, and it's not just the blackface. I did not like that color green on her that much. And they did it to complement the blackface. Like that is why they did it.
If it had been a normal one, she would have been wearing her signature blue. But Julia was wearing the blue. Yeah. But I mean, honestly, and if I had to pick out one, especially Mary Jo
in that orange,
when she took her arms out and you saw her little figure underneath there.
I agree.
I was like, honey,
absolutely agree.
Honey,
115% agree.
I mean, she looked better than most drag queens now. I was like, yes. Yes,
ma'am.
Ma'am.
Did you enjoy this episode?
I did enjoy this episode. This episode is one of the few that I have fond memories of sitting with Mom and watching. And you know what? Like I said, I am not a person who thinks you don't need to talk about the past. You do need to talk about the past. You need to talk about it within the context of the past so that people have a better understanding and don't just blanketly throw stuff away.
I do. I thoroughly enjoyed this episode. I think that Mavis was a very good actress.
Yes.
I think that this is that storyline hits hard as an adult in a way that didn't hit us as hard as to me as a kid. Like, because
I didn't understand what I was happening. I didn't understand
because you know people now that have gone through that, and it hits hard, and it still hits hard. It also is very apparent that Suzanne and Anthony should have had a spinoff of some kind or another show together.
It should have been a spinoff.
Their chemistry together I don't even think. I think that when Delta Burke had her show Delta, she should have brought him on because their chemistry together is so good.
I just don't. To me, and obviously I realize there's contracts and things like that. I feel like that is why her spinoff show didn't do well.
Yeah,
is because it was missing that element.
Yep.
Like those two have a thing together that's magical.
Yep.
And it's I mean, it is what it is. Reality is what it is. But man, this episode, I remember looking at their faces as they're doing the number, and they both just look like they're having such a good time that I mean, the ladies doing the stream to not have that same look. Julie looked like a deer in headlights the whole time.
Yeah.
Which I did not understand. I was like, Julie, are you not having fun, girl? I mean, I get that you're supposed to be suspicious of Suzanne, but after that has gone and passed, like, you should at least be smiling. When they did that close-up shot of her, and she looked like Betty Davis and Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, I was like, girl.
Maim, why don't you tell our dear listeners where they can find you?
Sorry. Hi, dear listeners. It is I, your favorite relation, Auntie Maim. If you'd like to follow me on social media, you can do so at Auntie Maims with an S. You can also follow me with the It's Happening Out crew, which is at It's Happening Out on YouTube and Facebook and all of those platforms. It's a weekly talk show that I do every other week. And if you want to find me in person, there are a few places down in South Florida I perform with. So the Villain Theater in Miami, which you can find out about them at villaintheater.com for improvised comedy and stand-up. The Kill Your Idol Bar in South Beach is where I host Amazing Colossal Karaoke every Thursday night. And every other month, I host the Black Market, which is a festival in music and drag and burlesque every other week or every other month in Fort Lauderdale. So that's where you can catch me. How about you, Mims?
Hey, y'all. I'm the Divine Miss Mims. You can find me online at Divine Miss Mims. Hey, Maim.
Yes.
Did you know we have a Patreon?
We got a what?
If you go to patreon.com, Maim, you can throw some money. Hey, Maim.
What?
Did you know we have another podcast?
Shut up.
It's called You Slay Me. It's a Murder, She Wrote podcast. Hey, okay. Maim. Did you know we have merchandise?
What?
Y'all, if you go to MimsMaim.com, you can buy a shirt. Hey, Maim.
Yeah?
Do you know what I like?
5-star reviews.
5-star reviews. That's right. Dear listeners, if you want to leave us a review, please do so and make it 5 stars. We love to have them. Well, Maim, do you have anything else to add?
No.
All right. Why don't you say goodnight, Maim?
Good night, Maim.
Bye, y'all.